Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. P. And look, I couldn't just read this and not look at you, although I'm not quite sure where I'm supposed to be looking on my little camera thing. So, Skippyjon Jones, I'm reading it. And she got an award. Judy Schachner is the one who, wrote this. And she got an E.B. White, which E.B. White is the person who wrote Charlotte's Web. Anyway, she got a terrific book award, and it says it's the E.B. White Read Aloud Award. So that's because this is really a fun book for me to read and for you to listen to. So this is what we're going to read. It's so much fun. Skippyjon Jones. And so I have to turn this so you can see this. And so here's Skippyjon, because remember, Skippyjon Jones is a Siamese cat who thinks he's a Chihuahua. How much fun is that? Every morning, Skippyjon Jones woke up with the birds. Look at. See right there? It's not little birds, it's his ears. See? Okay, let's see. I'm going to turn this so you can see this more than you can see me. And this did not please his mother at all. "Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Kitten Britches," ordered Mama Junebug Jones. She's down there. She has a little apron on. "No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds," she scolded, "or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Miss Doohickey's bird bath." And she got him. And the lecture went on and on, as usual. You have got some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants," said his mother, "about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse or a grouse, not a moose or a goose, not a rat or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat." And so here, look, he's got scuba gear so he can go into the goldfish thing. And he has a little hedgehog, and these are all of his toys. There's his little bed. That's his closet. We're going to learn about his closet. "And stay out of your closet," she added, closing the bedroom door. God. Moms are bossy. But once he was alone, Skippyjon Jones began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones and I bounce on my bed. And once or 6 times I land on my head." On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippyjon Jones shot right past his bedroom mirror. "Holy guacamole!" exclaimed Skippyjon Jones. "What was that?" And so up he went again, and again it appeared. That's what he thinks he sees when he looks in the mirror. And then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "Oh, my ears are too big for my head, and my head is too big for my body. I am not a Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua. And back on land, Skippyjon Jones climbed into his toy box and rifled through some of his old junk. And after he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippyjon Jones began to sing in a muy soft voice. Oh, okay, I have to put the book down for right now so I can see it. Oh, my name is Skippito Frotito. I fear not a single bandito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like the jello. I get the job done, yes indeed-o. Skippyjon is one of our favorite characters here. Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jillyboo Jones were helping Mama Junebug make lunch. Can Skippyjon come out of his room now? Asked Jujubee. No, said Mama Junebug Jones. Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking. In fact, Skippyjon wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. What do you think? I think he is racing around his room a bunch. With a walk. Remember what his mom told him when she put him in the bedroom and she closed the door? Yeah, she said, what? Don't go in your closet. Stay out of your closet. So, with a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a lonesome desert road, far, far away in old Mexico. I think that's the closet door, and then he goes over there. Not long into his journey, a mysterioso band of Chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. Ay caramba, who goes there? Asked Skippyjon Jones. We go by the name of Los Chimichangos, growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. Who are you? I am El Skippito, the great sword fighter, said Skippyjon Jones. And then the smallest of the small ones, which would be that teeny tiny, which I'll give you a clue, it's really a beanie baby, says, Where the mosquito, dude? Asked Poquito Tito. I go incognito, said Skippito. Do you like rice and beans? Asked Pinto Lito. See, I love mice and beans, said Skippito. He may be the dog of our dreams, whispered Rosalita. Perhaps, said Tia Mia, if he knows the secret password. Oh, that's my thumb. Hello. Let's find out about the secret password. Leaning towards Don Diego, El Skippito half sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very, very large ear. Achoobiku! Bless you, said Don Diego. Gracias, said Skippito. He sneezed in his ear. Oh! Then it is true, decreed Don Diego. Yip, yip, yippito! It's the end of Alfredo Bezito. Skippito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios to the bad bumbolito. And then all of the chimichangos went crazy loco. And first they had a fiesta. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. See, can you see it all? And then they took a siesta. But after waking up, the chimichangos got down to the serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblito for Skippyjo to see. A hush grew over the chimichangos so great that one could hear a whisker drop. Alfredo, Alfredo Buzito, whispered the crowd. El blimpo Bumblito bandito. So that bumblebee is around, and they want Skippyjon to do something about it. See, said Poquito Tito, the bandito steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Skippyjo, outraged. See, Poquito continued. Red beans, black beans, Boston baked, and blue, cocoa coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly, too. And now he comes for us, Poquito added. ¿Por qué? asked Skippyjo. Because we are full of the beans, too. And then Don Diego stood tall in his most somber voice, declared, Yo quiero frijoles. Huh? said Skippyjo. The dude just wants his beans back, said Poquito Tito, and you are the dog for the job. Me? asked Skippyjo. And then all of the chimichangos turned toward Skippyjo, the great sword fighter. And he's saying, me? You want me? To do what with him? Let's see. But poor Skippyjo, he had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape, and the chimichangos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Skippyjo, or it is you the bandito will eato, they cried. Skippyjo stood his ground, but his legs shimmied and shook just like the jello, and his teeth chattered just like castanets. And then, in a muy soft voice, he said, My name is Skippyjo Frisquito. I fear not a single bandito. But Alfredo Buzito flew straight for Skippyjo until the bean-eating bandito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. Holy frijoles, cried Skippyjo as he thrust his sword, can you see that, into the air. Oh my gosh. Pop. Look at this. He popped him. Air's coming out. Suddenly, pop went the bandito, landing on Skippyjo's sword, and quicker than one could say, Chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Buzito, the Bumblito bandito. Okay, I'm holding this. Look at that. He's huge. And here's Skippyjon. And all these things are dumping out on him. And then all the doggies burst into song. Yip, yippee, yippito. Our hero is El Skippyjo. He's the dog of our dreams, who delivered the beans. And now we can make our burritos. Okay, so I'm going to come in. And then I'm going to go right there. So you can see the whole book until, hello. But Back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from Skippyjon's room that Mama Junebug Jones and the girls had to find out just what was going on. And they raced down the hall to Kitty Boy's room. Bangito, Crashito, Papito, Skippito. That's what's going on in his room. Along with, they went down the hall to check on Skippyjon just to see his closet exploding. You know, the closet he wasn't supposed to go into. And then out flew Candy and beanbag doggies and the kitty boy with his birthday piñata on his head. Skippyjon Jones, everyone cried. Did you hear me? It was his birthday piñata. Hola, muchachitas, he said in a muy very soft voice. Mama Junebug Jones lifted up Skippyjon and covered his head with furry kisses. What am I going to do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pug? She scolded. And there's his birthday piñata. And that night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippyjon began to bounce and bounce and bounce on his big boy bed. And he sang, "Oh, I'm Skippyjon Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that." "Say goodnight, Skippyjon Jones," called his mama. "Buenos noches, mis amigos," said Skippyjon Jones. And that's how the story ends. That was a long one, huh? Okay, boys and girls, see you later.